Now to drug-related stories. The Minister of Education, Tunji Alausa, has backed the introduction of compulsory and random drug integrity tests for students in tertiary institutions across the country. This decision followed a meeting in Abuja with the Chairman and Chief Executive of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Brig Gen Buba Marwa, retired, where both parties discussed measures to curb substance abuse among students. In a statement by the agency's spokesman, Femi Babafemi, the minister also approved a review of the current secondary school curriculum to incorporate updated drug education and committed to forming an inter-ministerial working group with the NDLEA. And now to discuss this, we're joined by Public Affairs Analyst Jake Epelle. Mr. Epelle, you're welcome. Thank you very much for joining us this evening.
Thank you for having me.
Grand. Now, how does this policy conform to the Nigerian constitution, particularly in relation to rights to privacy? Let's take note when we talk about freedom from discrimination and due process.
The fact that there's an enabling law that gives freedom to an individual, that individual must know that freedom comes with responsibility. The fact that you have freedom to do whatever you like does not exempt you from the morality of knowing that what you do can affect everybody around you. And I don't think there's any law that will give impetus to drug abuse. And so this is a welcome development, but my question will be, do they have what it takes to examining this? Do they have what it takes to ensure that the right person, those who are actually responsible for this kind of a practice, would be handed over to the law enforcement agencies? And that's $1 million question, a $1 million naira question. Do they have what it takes to really drive home the expectation of this campaign? And it's always best to carry out a campaign against drug abuse than to go after those who are abusing the drugs. So it will be a welcome development, but government needs to put everything in place to ensure that this campaign is not abused by the campaigners. And it doesn't become a witch hunt for the students. But it's important to underscore that no student should get himself or herself involved in drug abuse. It will impact you for the rest of your life. And of course, it's also important to go after those who are peddling these drugs, who are selling them to students. You know, the source of the drug abuse must also be something that the Federal Ministry of Education will go for. Sometimes the culprits are teachers, students, and those that are financing them outside the institution. But it's very destructive and heartless for anyone to sell drugs for students that they know will eventually abuse that individual and those around them.
Mr. Epelle, I'm not sure if the policy considers the potential for resistance from students or university management itself.
No, I think they must have taken all that into consideration. I'm sure before the minister makes the pronouncement on and the fact that the drug enforcement chief came for this meeting face to face, it's a welcome development. But what their lieutenants will do is what I do not know. But no matter whichever way we look at it, it must not be encouraged. And many times we use the lens of human right to sort of marinate an abuse of the same right, because the student who goes to take this drug will in turn put lives in danger. They will in turn abuse more human rights issues than ever. So using that to cover up what morally shouldn't be encouraged is not a welcome development. I am a human rights defender. I mean, right at the back here, you'll find a badge of honor. I am a human rights defender. Last week, I got an award for human rights. That's not human rights. Human rights does not in any way perpetuate evil. And drug abuse and drug peddlers and those who get involved in that is absolutely not something to be discussed at all. Once you get into drug abuse, you have abused your right, and that right should not be given to you.
Well, Mr. Epelle, while we're on the topic, while we're on the topic of rights, well, there are those who do abuse these drugs and who would be this process will single out. But then there are those who might be prone to stereotyping, especially if they have certain social cultures. What about their rights?
No. I mean, for the fact that look, let me put it this way: I do not. I won't condemn those who are involved, who are willing to come clean and be rescued and be helped. Neither will I condone the evil of drug abuse. I think those who are willing to come clean needs help and should be given help, you know. And then oftentimes when they truly come out of it, they can be used as ambassadors because they know themselves. They know the signs that they give to themselves when they are amongst themselves. So they too can be used as ambassadors if truly they are out of it. Sometimes people live in denial, people pretend, and at the end of the day, they create more abusive tendencies. But nobody should be stigmatized, especially those who are struggling to come out of it. Okay. Their mental wellness is important as the mental wellness of those who are not involved in drugs. But whichever way you look at it, it should not be encouraged at all.
All right. Mr. Jake Epelle, thank you very much for joining us this evening. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.